Hello everyone, welcome to Python Summer Camp 2021. So in this video, we'll be showing you how you can access Google Colab. It is called Google Colaboratory, short form is Colab, and they provide Python notebooks in order for us to run Python scripts. So you do not have to really install Python environment or the IDEs in your systems. Instead, you can open these notebooks on browser. Um, it would be good if you have Google accounts, Gmail accounts. If not, when prompted, you can create your own account or please ask us for the dummy accounts that we have in spare. So we can give you the accounts and the credentials for you to log into Google Colab. So uh, let's get started. Open your browser. You can open Google Chrome, which will be convenient, and then you can start by Google Colab. So the usual link is colab.research.google.com. Okay, so click on it. So it will show you some welcome notebook. Typically, the notebooks are of IPython. So it's IPython Notebook. That's the short form. These are the extension of the files that Google Colab opens for you. So you can see it is to execute Python in your browser. There are other facilities in order to run Python without an IDE. You can open them in browser and run in a Python environment which is provided to you out of off the shelf. So you can see that simply you run the Python commands, or even if you want to install the packages, which will be covered in the workshop as well, but just to give you an overview, you can also go to intro to Colab video to check in detail once you open this site. But before that, what I want you to do is sign in. So that way, whenever you create a new Python notebook, it will be created in your Google Drive. So which is why we need Google accounts to sign in and run or execute your Python scripts in the notebook. It also gives you some interactive environment to enter the code. So enter your Gmail IDs. So if not, actually you can create the account from here. That's all right. So in case you want to create the account, you can just click here and then follow the Google account creation steps that the window shows you. So enter your credentials. Now you can see this kind of window where you have the same IPython notebook file opened right in Google Colab. So this is how it will look. It has some basic commands, assignment of variables, which I won't go too much detail in it. This is just to introduce you to the Google Colab. But if you can see, we haven't installed any packages. We haven't installed any Python environment in our system. All we are using is a browser with this link and signing in with your Google account. So what you can do is, in order to create a new IPython notebook file, which you will need to eventually to start writing the Python code, what you can do is you can do file and you can click on new notebook in order to create a new Python notebook file. So click on new notebook. It will create by default in your Google Drive, and the folder with which it creates in your Google Drive is Colab notebooks. Okay, you can, if you want to refer back or open it the next day, you can go to that Colab notebooks folder and open with the file name. So it originally gives you untitled 0. You can change it to say day 1, right? Day 1 you're doing something and then you can name it according to that. And here you can start writing your code. For example, I'll start with just simply assigning some value to a variable, right? We will go through them in detail over the next 2 weeks. So x equal to 3, and In order to run, your notebook, all you have to do is click this run button. So that is assigned, right? But you don't know whether it is assigned correctly or not. So in that case, you can either type X, right? Because it is created, it will prompt you, okay? Or you can do print. Print is a built-in function in Python. Print X, okay? So you can do both. Actually, it will print. Yeah. So it is showing the result of the last command, right? So that's how you can create notebooks. In fact, the next step is also I can show you how to open pre-existing notebooks. So say now it is created as day one, right? What you can do is you can save, and then you can come out. Now in your browser you can go to Google Drive. Now that you are logged in, it will open your Google Drive. Okay, click on it, go to the drive. So it will open with the same account you're signed in. Now usually you will get to see the latest files that you edited. You can see day one in your drive as well. But if you have many folders and you want to open Google Colab, so what you have to do is you have to open Colab notebooks. And if you're like me and you have a lot of files, or usually if you're starting for the first time, you will not have any files here. So please, you will see only day one, right? You can see just now we edited it and it is shown here, and you can open. That is the house of Colab notebooks. Okay, you can open it. If not, close all of these. Okay, and then open our collab.research, the very first page, right? It will show you the list of all the Colab notebooks. So collab.research.google.com will show you by default the list of notebooks that you have created. So see, you can see the Google Drive symbol. It is saved in the drive. So you can open it like this. Okay. Next thing, we have seen how to open the notebook. We have seen how to create a notebook, and we know how to start writing our commands. You can also install packages in Google Colab, which will be covered in the as part of the workshop. But next step is if say you are given an already existing Google Colab notebook, someone has given you access to it, or you are given access in the workshop. In that case, you can open it on Google Colab. Typically you see this icon, Colab icon at the top of your page whenever you click, and you can open it via Google Colab. So it will open this kind of page. Of course, you do not want to edit the file that is shared with you directly, right? In that case, what you can do, you go to the file and you do save a copy in Drive, which means you are saving the shared file in your own drive. Now everyone will have their own copies which you can freely edit, right? You don't want to edit the original file. So in that case, do save a copy in drive. It says it is creating a copy and it will open, and the name says copy of day one, right? All you have to do is change the name and make it something readable or related to what you are practicing on that day. Intro. Okay. So what happens now, despite that this file is created by someone else, someone has shared with you some material in IPython Notebook, you can save a copy in your drive. Now this part, so this file, the new file, is solely in your hands and you are the owner of the notebook and you can edit it whatsoever way you want to. So that's the brief overview of accessing Google Colab files with your Google account, and get started for day one. Most of our files will be in Google Colab, uh, which gives you a flexibility or freedom not to install big packages in your system. Most of the default Python packages are easy to install on Google Colab, um, and there are two things which require specific installations or graphical windows, right? Which is not easily possible on Google Colab, in which case we are also providing you Windows virtual machine, which the process of which we will be covering in another video, and you can open virtual machine to run Python in an IDE. Thank you, and we will see you soon. Please let us know in case of any issues.